Oh, in the way. Now, ooh. You know it. The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Okay, this was written in 1939 by a bloke called Solomon Linder, who was a cleaner at a recording studio in South Africa. And he didn't get a penny for it during his lifetime. It was basically used by loads of people. It was a worldwide hit. Massive, massive, massive. But his family, retrospectively, have been awarded a large chunk of the royalties, which is fantastic. I think Pete Seeger, who did a version of this in the early 60s, found out about this. And he sent... I think something like $1,000, which at the time was a huge amount of money. And then all of his royalties from then on, he sent over. So good on Pete Seeger. Anyway, I digress. Right, this song is brilliant. I use it in my courses to teach the movement between D, G, and A. So it's a fantastic song for that because those are the chords that it uses. And it goes round and round and round them forever and ever and ever. Right, if you stay to the end of the video, you can download a chord sheet for this and come and join the Facebook group. We've got almost 14,000 people who just love playing the ukulele. And come and see what we do. We teach people, we have fun, it's a laugh. Right, okay, let's start off. The important thing with learning any song is not learning the chords, it's learning the changes between the chords. And for that, I use a concept called anchor fingers. This is basically when you have a finger on the fretboard of the ukulele that you don't have to move. And for this song, it's your first finger. Because if you use my fingering for D, which I think is the best fingering for D in the world, and I'll show it to you in a second, you can basically play the entire song and keep your first finger in between the first and second frets of the C string and just slide it up and down. It's a wonderful anchor. Right, the first chord that you need to know is the D. I use my first finger on the second fret of the C string, my second finger on the second fret of the G string, and my third finger on the second fret of the E string. What I tend to do is get my second and third fingers right up tight against the fret, and I slide the other one in behind. It also helps a little bit if you pivot your wrist round, so that it's easier for you to get your second and third fingers on the same fret. Okay, the first change we need to look at is the change between the D and the G. You lift up your second and third fingers and then you put the second finger down on the second fret of the A string and your third finger down on the third fret of the E string. Okay, and then you move back to the D. Again, it's just a movement in reverse. So practice that movement again and again and again until you're bored of it. And then from the D to the A, you lift up the third finger and you slide your first finger back one fret. So you end up with D, G, D, A, which I'm certain you recognise. D, G, D, A. Right, the strumming for this, I tend to do the same thing all the way through. This song just motors. It's just a groove that keeps going and everybody knows it. I grew up with the tight fit version, by the way, and it's worth Googling the tight fit comeback from the early noughties. It's hilarious. Right, okay, so here we go. I'm going to count it through for you to break it down, and then I'm going to talk about it a little bit, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Right, now I'm going to break it down even further. On the first half of the 1, I'm slapping the side of my palm in like that, palm muting, and also getting a bit of a percussive slap there. On the and of the 1, I'm doing an upstroke with the back of my thumb. And then on the 2, I'm doing a downstroke with the back of my fingernails. And on the and of the 2, I'm doing an upstrum with the back of my thumb. And then on the 3, I'm slapping in again, and on the end of the 3, another up strum, and on the 4, a down strum with the back of my fingers, and on the end of the 4, an up strum with the back of my thumb. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just like that. Okay, those are all the components that you need. Definitely download the chord sheet because it's got the fingering for my D chord on it, which about 80% of guitarists and ukulele players, because it's the same shape on a guitar, it's an A shape on the guitar rather than a D shape on the ukulele. 80% of guitarists and ukulele players don't use this fingering, and I think they're all very nice, but I think they're wrong. So have a look at it. I think it makes things a lot easier. Okay, let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I win my way, 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 win my way, I win my way, I win my way, I win my way, win my way, I win my way, I win my way, win my way, I win my way, I win my way. Ah, ooh, I win my way. Ah, ooh. Jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Now, oh, I'm away. Now, oh, I'm away. Near the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, the lion sleeps tonight. Now, oh, I'm away. Now, oh, I'm away. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Ah, oh, I'm away. Ah, oh, I'm away. I win my way, 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 win my way, I 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 win my I could have carried on with that for at least another 6 months. You're lucky. I could have done that. Right. Brilliant. Download the chord sheet, come and join the Facebook group, have fun and enjoy playing the ukulele, because it's a laugh. And like, subscribe, all that other stuff, you know.